Hi, welcome to a new episode of the Out of Office Club. My name is Stella. Today I want to talk about kind of the life that you kind of get, the one that you didn't choose, but the one that you might be living now. And I want to give my perspective on this, how I think about choosing the life you want, what my life looks like as well, and give you some ideas of maybe how and what you could choose. My name is Stella. I've been a digital nomad now for 2.5 years. I've been traveling solo for over 10 years. And I am currently in Bangkok, Thailand. For those of you listening every week or watching this every week, I am still in the same place. I'm just recording this in a different room, but I'm still very happy to be in Bangkok. I've been having a really good time here. If you follow me on social media, you'll know it's mainly paddle and matcha and work, but it's been really, really nice. The topic for today kind of comes from conversations that I've had the last week, things I've been thinking about, and especially one that I think comes up quite a lot. A lot of people look at me and say, oh, I wish I could do what you do. I work remote. I work completely online. I work for myself. I'm a freelance graphic designer. And that means I have the flexibility and the privilege of traveling the world while working. So it means I'm completely flexible with where I work, when I work, and because I work for myself, I can also choose what I work on. So yeah, my life is very flexible, it's very open, and it kind of revolves around traveling, which of course I personally love. And many people who I tell this to say, oh, I wish I could do the same, or I really want to do the same. There's also, of course, lots of people who don't get it, and that's completely fine. But they're doing construction somewhere in the building, so if you hear any background noise, unfortunately, it's not so much I can do about that, and I really have to record. That is annoying, but I hope you don't hear it too much in the audio. But yeah, a lot of people say, oh, I wish I could do what you do, and I have some thoughts on this that I want to share with you today. And a main thing that I feel like a lot of people get very stuck in their life, in their situation, in their routine, in the comfort that it brings, without ever really thinking about what they want, how they want their life to look like, how they maybe could achieve it. Because personally, I don't feel like what I'm doing is that special or that hard. Of course, I am privileged to do this, and there's certain benefits that I have allowed me to do this, and it won't be the same for everyone. But it is also not as hard or as complicated as I think some people think it is. So that's what I want to talk about, because the way I see it, I experience a lot in very short amounts of time. I do a lot, I meet a lot of people, have a lot of really great experiences, I travel around. In the past 4 or 5 months, I've been to 5 countries, I think, all in Asia. I'm going to my 6th country next month, and I've already made so many great memories, and I've met lots of great people. And I know if I look at the last 10 years, I have a lot of stories, I had a lot of things that I've done and that I'm so happy that I got to experience. And I sometimes do notice a difference when I speak to other people and I ask them, oh, how was your last 6 months? And really the only thing they have to tell me is that they worked and that they went on a 2-week holiday somewhere. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. If you're happy, you're happy, and I'm not one to judge your lifestyle. As long as it actually truly makes you happy, because there's a lot of people that say that and then look at me and say, oh, I really wish though that I can do what you do. And then it makes me sad. And then I'm really like, oh, you can though, you can. I feel like a lot of people wait for like permission to do what I do, to go after what they want, even though they don't need it. And that I find sad. And then years go by, and then by the end they still are in the same spot, kind of resenting their life, but also kind of comfortable, but not that happy. jealous of what I do, and I think it sucks. I spoke to another woman last week who kind of said the same thing. She said, I went to study, and then while I was studying, I already kind of figured it wasn't great. And then the people around me, all they were focused on was doing their masters and then getting a job and then buying a house. And she just said, that's not for me. That's not what I want. I want to get, more out of life and see more and do more. So she then left that and did something different. And she is still successful, happy, married, has kids. She still does, everything. But also made sure that she got to travel and had a lot of experiences instead of just following that path that I feel like a lot of people follow because it is expected or it is easiest. And I think that is a shame. You kind of follow this path, you do what you're told. Of course, a lot of people also follow what their parents tell them to do. But no one really asks themselves if this is really what you want. Do you really want to study and get a bachelor's and then get a master's and maybe another master's and then just work for the next 50 years? Or maybe does your path look a little bit different? And again, there's nothing wrong with option A, but I feel like a lot of people choose that without actually thinking about what they want and what is best for them, what fits them, what they want to get out of this life and what they want to experience. And then they find themselves at 30 or 40 feeling stuck and unhappy. And I think it's a waste, really. The tricky part, of course, is that path is good. There is nothing wrong with that path. It is good. It is comfortable. It's how most of the world is set up to do exactly that, to follow that path. And therefore it is easier. I'm not saying it's easy at all, but it is expected. So therefore you won't get too much resistance from people. People understand it. They won't question you on it. And it is a good life. And I think that is also the problem. Because it is good, because it is easy, it becomes comfortable. And anything comfortable is hard changing because you will always kind of stay with what is safe and comfortable. And it is very, very hard to get out of that. And I know that. But just because you're comfortable does not mean you're happy. And I think those two don't always match. Comfortable, maybe. But are you truly happy with that life and with the place and situation that you are? Or is it just safe and comfortable, but are you actually really longing to do something else or be somewhere else? So I think that is something that more people should be questioning. They should be thinking about before they make all of these decisions. Not just do what they've seen other people do and follow that path that maybe their parents took, but actually think, do I want this? Does this make me happy? Is this the right thing for me? I'm not saying that then digital nomad life has to be it, but I mean, in my opinion, everyone has to travel solo at least once in their lives. I think it teaches you so much, and it gives you so many experiences. I do think it makes you a better person, because you see other cultures, you experience things on your own. You get more of your own responsibility, your own sense of self. I really think it is vital. To me, it's the same like everyone should work in hospitality. Know what it's like to be a waiter or a waitress. Then people would be nicer. That's how I see traveling too. So if you do feel like you are stuck in a life that you really didn't choose, you just followed it and now you feel stuck, I understand. And I also know that it's difficult to change from that. But it doesn't have to be a major decision, or you don't have to switch your life 180. I think there's a lot of small steps that you can take to change your life over the course of months or years, to give yourself more freedom, to go for what you want, to reach certain goals. Many people, I feel like, think that, oh, if I want the digital nomad lifestyle, if I want to travel more, I have to quit my job and give up my house, and I can definitely not have a partner, and I cannot be married, and I can never have kids, and it goes to the very extreme, instead of just starting kind of one thing at a time and slowly building this up. I have also been speaking to a girl who I spoke to her first, I think 6 months ago. She was at a job that she didn't really like. She knew she wanted to travel, and we talked about what the possibilities are for her to work remote or build something for herself. And she's now been doing that for 6 months, and she's going to leave on her first trip soon. So it's a process that you can take to actually get there. And again, it is just the decision that you make, that from now on you make choices differently. Maybe don't sign a lease for another year, or don't buy the house, but choose something a bit more non-permanent. Because so many choices that people make keep them stuck, keep them where they are, and they're based out of fear and not and you know, it just makes sure that they don't go after their goals, because in the end it is easier to say, oh, I wish I could do that, instead of saying, I've basically decided I'm not going to try, because that, I feel like, is what a lot of people are doing. I wish I could do what you do, but then they take not a single step to actually travel more, or be a digital nomad, or allow themselves more space in their lives, or a different kind of lifestyle. And again, it all comes down to the comfort, fear of leaving, fear of disappointing other people, fear of what other people might think of you. But it doesn't come from a place of, oh, I'm going to do this for myself, and I'm actually going to try. And that is not to say that it is easy, because I know it is not. This lifestyle has been great, and it has also been very stressful. It's been lonely, it's been messy, you know, I've lost clients, I've lost a lot of money, I've had days or weeks or months that haven't been great. But then again, I look at friends or family that have a very different life, and I see them go through all of the same stages. I just feel like I do have more experiences, though, in general, and I am 90% of the time very, very happy with the life that I have, because I also feel like I purposefully chose it, and it is right now exactly how I want it to be. And I'm not stuck, I'm not working for someone else, I'm not exchanging my time for money. I have a lot of flexibility in my life. I can do a lot of things that I really, really enjoy. So it's very different. And of course, there's still shitty days, but it definitely gets more than balanced out by all the great days that I have. And I have gone through moments where I've kind of questioned this lifestyle too, but I still think that for me, it really works, and I really, really enjoy it. And this is, again, not to say that anyone has to be a digital nomad or that you have to choose this lifestyle. I just really want people to think about what they do want out of life, and instead of just study, 9-to-5 career, house, and that's it. I think there's more that you can get from life, that you can take from life. And I just wish more people would take maybe a little bit more risk to get what they want. Because the last thing I want is to see people, especially people that I love, stuck and unhappy in their lives. So I think this is just more of a reflective episode. I want you to think about the life that you're living now? Is it the one that you really chose? Is it how you want it to be? Is it like your ideal, or at least are you building towards your ideal life or lifestyle? Or is it just the one that you inherited, the one that got chosen for you? That's what I want you to maybe think about. Because if it's not the life that you want, then I do recommend you to keep listening to my episodes. I post a new episode almost every week, and I also have a newsletter where I share a lot of travel tips, updates, remote jobs, opportunities, content creator opportunities, and travel deals. There's a bit of everything in there, which might be a good resource. And of course, I also have my ebook, and I am launching a course soon. So that might be interesting for you. It's basically all about digital nomad life and traveling. So if that sounds interesting to you, then have a look on my website as well. I'll put the link somewhere in the description. It's my name, stellasentiero.com. But I do hope that you enjoyed this episode. I am now going to go to a co-working place to do some proper focused work, and that is it, really. So thank you for listening, and I hope to see you again next week. Bye bye.